Welcome to At Home with Shani. I'm Shani, lover of all things home decor and the color black. Today we're going to talk about how I am going to get my house ready for the holidays. This is my absolute favorite time of the year. I get so excited. I just go completely overboard when I probably shouldn't, but I just can't help myself because this time of year it just makes me the happiest. We are not putting up trees and stuff yet because we don't typically decorate for Christmas before Thanksgiving. We host for Thanksgiving and for Christmas, and I like to be in the season that we're in. Like I like to feel fall. I like to, take in all of the beautiful scenery around me as it pertains to fall, just as much as I do winter. Even though I'm not putting up my trees and stuff right now, I am getting ready for my guests for Christmas. Thanksgiving, we don't generally have overnight guests, but for Christmas, we do have people come in and stay, and it's like an extended stay for them, which also makes me super excited. So we're in the living room today. And while you can't see the whole living room, I did try to bring out as much of my decor that I'm using and that I do use. This wall behind me, oh my gosh. I did this wall about 5 years ago. First of all, this wall is super long, it's about 20 feet long. And for the longest time, I didn't know what to do with the wall because it was just so long and so huge. And then finally I came up with an idea, which is this one behind me. My taste is changing. It's still nice, but to me it still feels like beginner. And I know that I can do so much more. So I have a plan for this wall, and yes, I'm gonna take you guys with me so that you can see all that I'm gonna do with this wall. It has to get done before Christmas. So I need to get started. If you look at the art that's up there, that's actually wall tapestry that I purchased from online. And then I just made like a frame and then another frame because I felt like I needed girth because the wall was so huge. So there are three of those on this wall. And then I have 6 cabinets here that I put all together to kind of make like a one long sideboard. I want to just kind of get into some of the things that I had that I pulled out. When I host, I like for my guests to feel invited, to feel welcome. I never want anyone to come to my home and they're intimidated or they don't want to touch or move, or everything in here is guest friendly. My sofas, yes, they are. They're cream. We sit on them. When I say we, I mean me, my husband, and our company. We have kids. They're not allowed. They actually have their own living space upstairs, and that's where they hang out. In here is really just for the adults and for us when we entertain. I sit on the sofa every day. It's super deep, it's super comfortable, and when my guests come over, I want them to feel how I feel when I sit on it, which is super comfortable. I am not a professional decorator. That's why I'm just kind of going with what works for me. And in your home, you should go with what works for you. You should always feel good about your space. You should never decorate your space for someone else, right? And when I say decorate for someone else, meaning someone telling you what to do and you do it, unless you are comfortable with that. Me, things have to feel good. They have to feel good in my soul, and also visually. Like when I look at something, I have to be like, oh yeah, I like that. If I look at it and I don't like it, it has to go. The thing that I am most excited about this year is this blanket right here. I found this blanket, believe it or not, on Amazon. And prior to this blanket, every year I would have to get a new throw blanket because I would get one that's maybe like what, $30, and it's beautiful when you first put it out, but after a wash or two, it's like throw it in the trash, right? But this right here is like, it's so luxurious. This is mink on one side, and then it's velvet. It's velvet on the other side. Ugh, I have to just, it's just, and it's so substantial. It's amazing. Like I cannot wait to have company. I had to make sure that I have a side table. Now, I don't want to do a traditional like side table where it's like rectangle, where it's huge because then you can't pass by. The sofas are already so massive. I don't want to have everything in here also be massive because then it's like everything just feels cluttered. I also found this little table on Amazon. It was not expensive. All the things that we talk about here today, I'm going to try to link into the description. And you can also click my link, my Linktree link, and that will take you to like all my links. One thing that I did want to talk about is prior to now, I did not incorporate candles into my styling because, first of all, they get too hot. And I just feel like they are a hazard. I came across some flameless candles. It started when I had decorated my doorstep for fall. I was scrolling and I came across these flameless candles from Pottery Barn. And I fell in love. So I got about 6 of those in different sizes. And it looks like a real flame. I fell in love with those. I have found some taper candles off of Amazon. They are flameless, but they are not a realistic flame. These feel like real wax. And I want to get one to bring to you. You can see. So this looks like a realistic flame. I think I bought a set of 12 of the other candle. And it did its job. Like they light up, but the flame is not realistic. I am going to invest in some more because these you can keep forever. They are battery operated. They are remote controlled. I will say though, these the taper candles, it doesn't come with a remote. You have to buy it separate. But the pillars that I have back there, those came with the remote, and you can use the remote to work them all. So I have them in a taper, I have a pillar, and I also have the little tea lights. So either way, depending on what you're using them for. If it's just a couple of times, then yeah, I would say go with the other option because the other ones come as a set of 12 and they're not as expensive, and the batteries are a little bit different. These take 1 AA, the other ones take 2 AAA. And I should have pulled them out so that you could see. But last week I did a Amazon Live, and those candles, I highlighted those candles. So if you want to go back and look, and just so that you can kind of see me in action with them, that's great. These came off of Amazon. Again, I'll be linking those in the description. I like for my companies to come in and really, really get into my vibe. Believe it or not, the majority of these things came from Amazon. Like, there was a time where I believe that shopping on Amazon, it was cheap, right? You have to spend money to make your house look good. And now don't get me wrong. There are some things on Amazon that is not cheap. You just have to kind of know where to look and what to look for. My mindset was so flawed. I thought the only way your house could look good is if you shopped at CB2 or Pottery Barn or something like that. And don't get me wrong, those are my stores and I still fancy them. But everything doesn't have to be expensive to look nice. Let's get into these beauties. These, when I first saw them a few years ago, it was in silver and gold. But it was right after the holidays. And it was almost like they went away. So I said, well, maybe those are just holiday items. And then maybe the following year, they came out again. And I grabbed me 2. I grabbed a silver one and a gold one because I went crazy when I first saw them. And then they dropped them in black. And these were actually gifted to me. I had a friend. I did some work for her, and I wouldn't take any money from her. And they just showed up at my door, and I was like, oh my goodness. Anyway, I love these bowls. I have them all over the house, various sizes and colors. CB2, I think the name of the line is NYX. They may or may not still be available. I'm going to check, and if they are, link in the description. They are amazing. As you can see, I have 2 here, I have 1 here, and I have 1 here. These were the 2 that were gifted to me, and the other ones I just kind of, like, I just couldn't get enough. Like, I could not believe that they were made in black, and they just look so good. Let's get into this leather tissue box holder, okay? Because the type of person that I am, I can't just do something normally. I always have to go take it a step further. I can't help that. I didn't make me. I don't know. So anyways, I mean, I guess I probably could just sit the tissue box here and it will serve the same purpose. However, it won't be as beautiful as it is. I mean, just look at that. So it's like it's faux leather. Has your little strap here. It comes in a variety of colors. You know, this time of year with the weather changing and everything, we have colds and sneezes and snots and all of those things. But we have tissue. We're ready. We're ready. We're ready with our beautiful tissue box cover. That is also a find on Amazon. Greenery, for me, I've never been one to do greenery, right? The farthest I've gone with greenery would probably be these moss balls. So real quick, West Elm had this huge bowl, right? It's like a big ceramic bowl. I should have brought it in, but I will show you next time. A big ceramic bowl, and when I saw it, because it was black, I'm like, oh, I need that in my house. I was looking for something to put on the dining room table. I didn't know what I was going to do on a dining room table, and I came across that bowl. First of all, the bowl is huge, right? Didn't realize how huge it was. I probably should have taken my time to measure. The bowl arrived, and it's ginormous. So I'm like, what am I going to do with this bowl? It looks beautiful on the table. The size of it makes the table look good. But what am I going to put in there? So the bowl just sat there empty for a little bit. And then finally, I came across these bowls. These bowls are from Grandin Road. They are green. And first of all, good conversation piece. Not only do I have them on my dining room table, I also have them here in the living room and in the kitchen. Yeah, I went a little bit crazy with the moss balls. People asked me, like, well, what is that? I got 3 sets. And I was able to fill the bowl to the point to where I had overflow. I had 3 extras. So I ended up with another West Elm piece, which it really turned out good because it adds dimension to my table. I have one plant. It's a bamboo, and I've had it for years. And I think the only reason why that has survived is because it takes care of itself. That's as far as I went with greenery. I started to see more and more greenery in people's decor. I got an olive tree. We call him Oliver. He's about 6 feet tall. He's still trying to find a home around here. He's currently in my dining room. Oliver was a starter tree. I said, let me just see. Let me buy it. Let me see. I'm going to get the smallest one I can find and the cheapest one I can find because I wanted to make sure I liked it. And if I didn't like it, then I didn't spend a whole lot of money on it. Oliver arrived and I put him up. He was first in here. I fell in love. Oh my gosh. It's an olive tree, but it doesn't look fake. It doesn't smell. I'm trying more and more to incorporate greenery into my decor. I got these. Both of these actually came from Amazon. This usually sits on my island in my kitchen. It moves around depending on what I'm doing, but for the most part, its home is the island in the kitchen. And when I tell you, it just elevates the kitchen. I am now realizing how much greenery elevates a space. So if you are someone like me, where you want to try it out, you want to incorporate it, but you just, you can't do the real greenery, here you go. Amazon. If there is anything here that you wanted to see or wanted to know more about, please leave a comment for me. I go live on Amazon every Sunday at 4 p.m. For the rest of the year, we are in a series called Holiday Hosting, where we're talking about different areas of the house that we're getting ready for hosting. The last one was the dining room, and this one will be the living room. I will be highlighting all of the things that came from Amazon. And then we're just gonna kind of roll into Christmas. So if you like what you saw here, please like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you for being at home with me, and see you next week.